Good morning, everyone, and welcome to SEMA, and thanks for being part of it with us. One question that drives this entire show is, what is performance? 1,000 people will give you 1,000 answers, and by the way, they're all here this week. I've got opinions of my own, and this is just one of them. For some of us, the answer is how fast you can cover a quarter mile. For others, it's how big you can go off-road. For still others, it's how far you can go on every drop of fuel. For this year's Hyundai SEMA display, we set out to find the widest range of responses. Today, we're going to introduce you to a group of automotive innovators who've taken better where it's never been before, across a wide range of Hyundai models. Let's start with Hyundai's own answer to the performance question, the Hyundai i30N race car. As a quick introduction, the i30N is our production entry into Europe's red-hot performance hatch market. It's our very first model from our global N performance division, and we brought it here to demonstrate the future potential for the N brand here in the US market. This model features 271 horsepower and weighs in at 2,881 pounds. That puts this i30N race car at a 10.5 to 1 power to weight ratio compared to the stock i30N at 13.4 to 1. As the headlines show, it's made a favorable impression in other markets. We've entered 2 i30Ns in a production-based class at the 24 Hours of Nürburgring. Just finishing this race is an achievement. In fact, there were over 50 DNFs this year. Both of our i30Ns completed the race, covering over 1,800 miles on this incredibly fast and challenging road course. And this very car, number 92, placed 4th in his class. Not bad for a first attempt. So that's how Hyundai's R&D team defines performance on the racing circuit. And we're delighted they've given us the opportunity to bring it to the US to show it to you and all the passionate folks that come here to SEMA. Now, let's go off-road with our friends from Rockstar Performance Garage with their creation, built on the Hyundai Santa Fe Sport. They call it the Rockstar Energy Moab Extreme Concept for a good reason. Take a look.
This is the third year we've worked with Hyundai on their dollar car program for SEMA, building these partner cars with them. And this year, we're in Moab, Utah. So this year what we decided to do with Hyundai was we decided to build the Santa Fe Sport Moab Edition. One thing I think that sets this car apart from a lot of the off-road builds you'll see out there, we're constantly finding that line between form and function. All these things that you need out here in the real world because you're starting to create a lot of heat going very slow. So we're actually able to keep that thing constantly cooling down with intercoolers and oil coolers and transmission coolers and all these different types of things in the front of this motor. We were able to fit a Warren 9.0 Rock racing winch inside this thing behind the grill of it and actually use that crossbar support and turn that into an actual winch support tray. In the last 4 weeks, I think we've put over 600 hours of time into this build. I think one of the coolest things about this build and about everything that we've done with it is taking that initial concept from a rendering to reality and being able to say, 3 months ago, this was on paper, and today we're on the rocks.
It's pretty cool to see the Santa Fe Sport transformed into a true rock star with nearly a foot of additional ground clearance and an increased wheel track by over 4 inches. This model also features a nearly 100 horsepower increase in power, as well as a 20% increase in approach and departure angles. Awesome work, and thanks to Nick and the whole team at Rockstar Performance Garage. Now, let's explore a different aspect of the performance spectrum. This concept comes to us from Bisimoto. Bisi has worked on a number of interesting Hyundai SEMA concepts over the years, like the 1,000 horsepower Genesis Coupe and the 1,075 horsepower Santa Fast SUV. This year, he's brought his engineering chops to a very different challenge, squeezing more miles per gallon from the Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid. Let's see how far he takes it.
I'm very fortunate that this is my 7th build with Hyundai. At Bisimoto Engineering, we're known for high horsepower builds, and this time around, we took a different approach. From factory, the Hyundai Ioniq creates a combined city and highway of 48 miles per gallon, We've taken that and increased it by close to 50%. We scaled the entire vehicle, designed completely from scratch, add-on components, addressed some of the opportunities in terms of efficiency for the internal combustion engine, took some advantages of what gear ratio changes can do for us, and we're able to achieve 83 miles per gallon. So as you take a look at the vehicle, you'll see very interesting aero additions with slats covering the rear wheels, some aero additions to the front of the vehicle, some side skirts, and a very unique wing that breaks down the strange vacuum that forms behind the car, combined with a very efficient post-chamber exhaust designed in-house by Bisimoto Engineering, and some slight modification to the intake. We're able to really achieve and exceed the goals that we had in mind. It's beautiful and it's unique. We're very proud of it. It's now opened us to an entire new aspect of engineering, and we look forward to doing many projects where we can combine aerodynamics and high horsepower. The future is very exciting.
In fact, Richard, the Hyundai Ioniq is already the most fuel-efficient non-plug-in vehicle sold in the U.S. with a combined EPA rating of 58 mpg. With this concept, BC is reporting over 80 mpg in everyday driving. That's impressive. Now, let's jump back to crossovers. In the U.S. and also around the world, more and more people are turning to SUVs over sedans because they're so practical for everyday needs. We invited Aaron Vaccar and his talented shop to help us make the Hyundai Tucson stand out from the crowd. I'd say they've succeeded.
So this is one of our first large-scale experiences working with the Hyundai brand, and I've really enjoyed the process so far. We pitched them our ideas, they provided some input to us too, and it's made the whole process unique and enjoyable. So overall, we wanted our Tucson project to be a balance of performance and style, something that would have manners on the street but still be fun enough to race around. We gave it the nickname Street Storm. The color combination of kind of a cloud and a sky, it ended up living up to the name visually as well. So for the performance of our vehicle, we've upgraded the intercooler along with the intercooler piping. We've added an air intake, and we've even built an exhaust for our vehicle. On the outside, one of my favorite things is that we got a custom set of coilovers so that we could lower it and fine-tune the suspension. The interior of our vehicle utilizes aftermarket seat covers that replaces the original. We went with a silver-on-silver suede and leather combo, and we used the blue stitching to help accent the exterior color. I would say that overall this build lived up to our expectations and maybe beyond in certain areas. We were very pleased as a team with how the car came out.
Fantastic job, Aaron, and the whole team at the car. Now, let's turn to our roots at SEMA. It was compact sedans that first brought Hyundai to the tuner party. Let's look at the latest example of the Hyundai Elantra Sport reimagined by Blood Type Racing.
This is our third year building the Hyundai SEMA car for them. Our car's name, per se, is called BTR Edition Elantra Sport. It goes along with our other BTR editions we've built in the past. The reason we chose this vehicle was because it was the sport variant of the popular Elantra. We wanted to keep it more of a daily drivable car that you could take to the track on the weekends, but still drive it home without any problems. So if somebody sees this car, likes the way it's done, you know what, they could literally call us and say, hey, I want the exact replica of the car. We can get it done, and it's not that expensive. We actually took the OEM Veloster Turbo and swapped it into the Elantra Turbo. The car also features an HSD lowering suspension. It also has Pierce Motorsports chassis braces. It also features the Torcon intake, Pierce Motorsports exhaust system. So as for performance-wise, the car is going to corner, the car is going to go hard, and the car is going to go fast. The wheels are actually supplied by SSR wheels from Japan. The brakes were supplied by Fellow Brakes in Korea. The car now goes, turns, and stops like a track vehicle should, but also drives like a daily driver should. We've enjoyed every single one of the builds that we've done with Hyundai. We do definitely look forward to doing more builds with them in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for the next one.
Sam Lee and his crew have developed a head-turning street car that doesn't sacrifice daily drivability. And Sam just proved it to us by driving from Chicago to California just this week. Talk about a special delivery. Sam increased torque more than 50% on this model. And once again, Blood Type Racing demonstrates that Hyundai's compact cars make great blank canvas for performance tuning. So there you have it, 5 distinct and brilliant answers to the question, what is performance?